A few weeks ago, I showed you guys how it was that I built all of the bird cages for the new parrot enclosure. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how I plan on building the nest boxes. So if you plan on building nest boxes either now or in the future for parrots, for small birds, for wildlife in your backyard, then this is the perfect video for you. So pretty much all of my nest boxes are going to be the same size because the species that I'm keeping all require the same types of nest boxes. But keep in mind that the boxes that I'm building, you can kind of alternate it and build it to different types of species. If you need them wider, you can go wider. If you need them smaller, bigger, etc. The only thing that changes is the dimensions that you want to give it. Here we have the floor and the roof. And this is going to be our side walls in the front and on the sides and back. So this has to be 24 inches or 2 feet. Now, once you have all of your pieces cut out, you want to label them. We got the roof, we have the floor, we got the side wall, we got the front wall, we have a side wall here, and then we got the back. And each one of these has a different size, and that's why they're labeled, so I know how I'm going to put them together. Now, ideally, the best way of putting this all together is with a nail gun, but if you don't have a nail gun, good old-fashioned... Just had a brain fart, I can't remember what this is called. Drill. And some screws will work. Let me show you why it is that the back wall is the last thing that you place on these nest boxes. The reason is because you need access to this front wall through the inside. One, because you're going to place the mesh that goes up and down, and that's how the bird gets in and out of this nest box because it's very deep. This thing is 2 feet long or 2 feet deep, so the bird can't fly from the bottom all the way to the top. It needs to be able to crawl out. Then you also have to open the hole, but you can do that from the outside portion of it. You don't necessarily need to do it from the inside. So the very first thing that we're gonna do now is we're gonna place that mesh right in here. Once that's done, then we can go ahead and place the back cover sealing up this nest. But we're gonna do something a little bit different for this style of nest. Ideally or normally, nest boxes have a little flap that you open to check inside and see the development of the chicks or when they laid their first eggs. I plan to do things a little bit different for these boxes. What I plan on doing is a drawer on the bottom that pulls in and out. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because it makes it so much easier for you to grab that drawer, pull it out, clean the substance, put it in, and it takes less time to clean these boxes rather than having to lift the thing, stick your hand inside and figure out a way to dump out all the material that's in there. And I know this firsthand because I've had to do it with the Quaker. The Quaker nest boxes have a flap towards the middle or the top, and it's very difficult to clean those boxes. And more often than not, I don't want to pull them away from the cage in order to clean them. I just want to open, grab what's in there, throw it out, but it's very difficult. So it will be much easier with a small drawer that you pull out, dump it, and then put the drawer back in. Now that that's in place, it's time to put the back. Now the back one, I ended up cutting a piece off because that's where the drawer is going to be at. Nest box is almost done. Now, time to start working on this drawer right here. All right guys, as you can see off camera, I was able to do the little drawer for the nest, and this thing is perfect. It's so easy to clean the nest with these little drawers because all you do is you pull it out. When you pull it out, as you can see, there's only a small little gap so the bird can't attack you or come at you while you're pulling out the nest, while you're pulling out the eggs or the chicks. Once you put it back inside, it makes a perfect seal, just like that. Now all it needs is a little knob right here so it's easier to pull in and pull out. The final step now is to go ahead and open the hole on the front of this nest box so that the birds can go in. Once that hole is open, then the little hangers where we hang the nest from, that's it. They're done. This thing is not difficult to build at all. It takes a little bit more time if you're doing it with screws like I did. It's so much easier if you have a nail gun and you nail it down, but the end result looks great. Now I only have 27 more of these to build. So we're finally done with that nest. Let's move on to other things. There's something very cool that I want to show you guys. We brought some new animals to the farm, animals that in the past I've talked about, but they weren't here. So let me show you guys who they are. All right, so we had to bring these guys over to the farm today because it was just getting unbearable at home. We had them at the house for a while just to give them some time to get a little bit bigger before we brought them out here to the farm. This guy's pegging at me. We had to bring them here because they were stinking up the place. Unfortunately, because of the feed that they are on, it's a wild game bird feed. It causes their poop to have this very strong odor. So it came a point where it was just unbearable to keep them at home. So here they are now at the farm. I'm very excited to have them here. I have to build an enclosure for them, obviously. So in the meantime, what I did is I put them inside of this parrot cage, which is big enough for all 5 of them for the time being until I can properly build something for them. Oh my goodness, you are loud. Let me record a video. Come on, guy. He's just showing off. All right, so at least we have half of the cage now covered. If it starts to rain, they have some protection to get under that, and their food down here shouldn't get wet. Now let's move over to these guys and let's do some nest inspections because I have a feeling that a lot more of these have continued to lay even though we're very late in the season. In other videos in the past, I've mentioned to you guys how impulsive I tend to be at times. And to be honest with you, the purchase of these parrots and bringing them out here to the farm was a very impulsive and last minute thing that I did. So I honestly didn't expect anything or much this year from these parrots. So I was very amazed to see how well they've performed. Now, all of them haven't given me eggs. Out of the 13 pairs that are here, I want to say that probably 6 or 7 pairs have produced for me. The rest haven't done anything, but I knew that would happen. The switch was very drastic from where they were at to the farm. We were already at the beginning of the breeding season, so I was amazed to see that some of them actually started going into the nest and started producing. These birds are also very young themselves. Now, the first clutch that some of these pairs had came out great. We had a variety of different colors. We had some Lutinos, we had some greens, some green opalines, and a lot of blues. Blues was the majority of the colors that were inside of these clutches. Now, those chicks, they've been developing great. They're all eating on their own, and some of them have already been shipped out to the people that have purchased them. If you're interested in some of those, which I still have a couple left, you can go visit our website, www.paradiseaviaryexotics.com, and you can see what's available there. Now, some of these other birds have decided to start nesting now, even though it's very late in the season. We have some pairs that are on their second clutch, and then we have some pairs that didn't do anything at the beginning of the breeding season, but now have started their first clutch, and we're practically out of the breeding season already. It's very late in July, we're almost at the beginning of August, so I'm amazed to see this many eggs inside of the nest. It's crazy. I wasn't expecting to see that many eggs inside of those nests. I think it was 6 or 7 pairs that have eggs. It's very late in the season, so I have no idea why they continue to lay. Then again, they are Quakers. It's one of the easiest parrots to breed. They're very prolific breeders, and it seems like they're doing a very good job. It's only their second clutch of the year, so I'm not too worried after this one. I'll probably pull the nest boxes out, give them a break until the following season. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've learned how to build a nest box if that's something that you're interested in doing. Hopefully you've enjoyed looking at the new baby peacocks and how much they have grown and the new eggs that are underneath those parrots. Like always, guys, love y'all. Have a great weekend, and we'll see each other in the next one. Bye.